Ciao e bentornati, welcome back to Pillole D'Italiano. Nell'episodio di oggi, episodio numero 119, parleremo di vocabolario e nello specifico vedremo insieme i 3 modi principali che gli italiani usano per esprimere il concetto di get bored, get sick of something, get fed up. I have to warn you, the 3 different verbs that Italians tend to use to express the concept of getting bored, annoyed, or fed up are, unfortunately, all 3 of them reflexive. This episode is only going to focus on vocabulary, so if you do not know what to do with reflexives when I throw them at you, if you have no idea how to conjugate them, or if you're still struggling with them, please let me know. Simply leave a comment, let me know where you're at, what you're struggling with, if you're struggling with anything when it comes to reflexive verbs, and maybe I'll come up with an episode specifically dedicated to them or a micro course as well. As some of you might know, every few months I run what I call deep dives, where I take a topic, usually something that a lot of people struggle with, and we dive really deep into the topic for 4 or 5 weeks. Right now, for example, I'm leading a group through that wonderful experience of dealing with prepositions. We did a few months ago a specific deep dive on the difference between imperfetto and passato prossimo. And who knows, maybe the next deep dive is going to be about reflexive verbs, how to conjugate them, how to use them, what's the difference between those regular verbs and the correspective reflexive. I don't know yet. Let me know if this topic might be of interest for you, and if by any chance you will be interested in joining the waitlist for the next deep dive. You will find in the description of the episode below a link that you can click on, and you can schedule a free consultation call with me so that we can talk. I can see where you're at, because a minimum level of Italian is required for you to be able to successfully complete these micro courses. But don't worry, you don't need to be at the intermediate or advanced level. Anyway, click the link that you will find in the description of the episode, book a call with me, and we're going to take it from there. And now let's go back to today's episode. Torniamo all'episodio di oggi. Allora, quei 3 verbi riflessivi che gli italiani usano per esprimere il concetto di getting bored about something or someone, fed up, annoyed, you get the gist. Allora, questi 3 verbi sono seccarsi, stufarsi e rompersi. Let's see them one at a time. The first one, seccarsi. So seccare means to dry out. So seccarsi, it's like saying that you're drying yourself out. You're getting so bored and annoying that you're almost mummifying yourself. That's a mental image that I have in my mind. Ah, mi sono seccata. That meeting probably was like too long, or that conference was so boring. Mi sono seccata. Of course, if you're a man, you would say mi sono seccato, ending it with an O. As a woman, I would say mi sono seccata. And you could use this even when you get really like annoyed and frustrated at someone. For example, I could say mi sono seccata di ascoltarti. Mi sono seccata di ascoltarti. Maybe you've been like talking my ears off, saying the same things over and over again, and I'm just fed up. Okay, now to the second verb, stufarsi. Stufarsi. Il verbo stufare, this is a technical verb that we use in the kitchen realm. It is a way of preparing usually meat, I believe, right? Yeah, you don't use it for fish. Anyway, it's a way of preparing the meat. It's a way of cooking it. So in my head, since stufarsi means that you're doing it to yourself, it's like I got so annoyed that I cooked myself down. I almost don't have energies anymore. That's my mental image, right? It might work for you, or you might think I'm crazy, and that's also fine. He behaves in the same way as seccarsi that we just seen, so you could say mi sono stufato or mi sono stufata if, like me, you're a woman. And it means the same thing, so I just got fed up. Mi sono stufata di aspettare l'autobus. Mi sono stufata di aspettare l'autobus. This is definitely a sentence that I got used to saying because I actually used to take the bus to go to school, and public transportation, they're not super reliable. And now the third verb, il terzo verbo è rompersi. Rompersi. Rompere significa to break. So rompersi is like to break oneself, but this is part of a bigger expression that you might know or you might not know. I'm going to teach you the cleaner version of this expression, which is rompersi le scatole, so that you're breaking your own boxes. And then, of course, instead of boxes, for the non-clean version, you're breaking a part of your male anatomy, if you know what I mean, when you're just getting fed up, like, ugh, I broke my boxes. And so we use also the verb by itself, rompersi. We don't need to say mi sono rotta le scatole. You could simply say mi sono rotta or mi sono rotto if you're a man. So I broke myself. I think that this is kind of intuitive because in English you have a similar expression. You busted my fill in the blank. But in English, you are giving the power to the person who busted your boxes. And in Italian, it's the other way around. It's like by using the reflexive verb, we are doing it to ourselves. So, hey, more power to us. Anyway, when we say mi sono rotta le scatole or simply mi sono rotta, we are ready to go. We are ready to leave. We're ready to change scenario. E adesso tocca a voi, now it's your turn. Let me know by leaving a comment in the comment section below if you knew all of these verbs, if any of these are new, and feel free to use them in sentences so that you can practice. You don't need to use them in the past tense if you're not comfortable with reflexive verbs in the past tense. You can use them in the future, in the present. Maybe it's something that always annoys you, so you want to use this or any of these verbs in the present. Anyway, feel free to play with it, have fun. And as I said, if you want to leave your sentences in the comment section below, I will be able to see them and give you feedback on them. Of course, you're not required to. One thing that you're required to, pretty please, is to like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you're new to it, if you forgot to do it, if for some reason the YouTube algorithm unsubscribed you, because I heard of weird things happening across YouTube channels lately. So just double check, even if you think that you're subscribed, double check that you actually are. And with that being said, I'll thank you so much for your attention and I will see you in a week. Ciao, presto!